What up, everybody? Crypto Markets, aka Bone Army, coming at you. So, as you guys already know, Shytoshi Kusama is coming live from the metaverse practically every other day, about 5 times a week for the next 30 days. Right now, we're on episode 21 and 22, which I'm gonna cover. If you haven't already, follow Shytoshi Kusama. Go ahead and do yourself a favor so you can go ahead and get the alpha from the man himself, my people. All right, cool. So if you guys don't know what the Shib metaverse looks like, that is a quick preview from Shib.io. But without any further ado, I am right here on the Shib magazine's page, I believe, right? Boom. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Trust me. Subscribe, get the alpha from there as well, and get a free NFT cover when it drops. As you guys can see on this channel, they got the Astra Nova heads up. So this channel definitely has more updates than the other one I was following. But I do like to spread the love. So, of course, go ahead and give them a subscribe. Go ahead and hit the bell it up because some of their stuff is time sensitive and urgent. As you guys know, I have covered um, at the Shib, I have covered the Shiba Sins, I have covered the Meme Mania from uh, Mazrael. So definitely different sources. All right, cool. So without any further ado, this is episode 21, Shytoshi Kusama, Shib's next chapter, A Vision for the Future. And I believe episode 22 is about SHI, the stable coin. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, my people.
Ladies and gentlemen, foes and fans, friends and fudders, welcome to Mememania and the 36 Chambers of Tech. I'm your host, Shytoshi
All
Kusama. Just kidding. I know none of you are clapping. Frowny face. Now, today I want to talk about something outside of our ecosystem. I want to talk about the other tokens in our space. I want to talk about those that aren't memes. I want to talk about the beauty of Bitcoin, why I think it's important. Bitcoin is a success story. Although SHIB has a higher all-time low to current price percent increase, Bitcoin serves as a beacon to those who are aware of the move to a new digital world. As these individuals move forward and as they begin to invest in crypto, the big boys, the super whales, those who were early holders in Bitcoin can begin to cash their Bitcoin and invest in other projects, therefore redistributing the wealth to the larger community through a variety of other projects. These other projects are quite interesting, wouldn't you agree? Some of them, most of them, are centralized. Some of them, most of them, have eccentric leaders and are aligning with the same individuals who have tended to cause harm, in my humble opinion. It is therefore quintessential that we as a community work together to ensure that a decentralized solution comes to the forefront. Bitcoin can go to a zillion, and that'll be great. But if there is a secondary system that runs the world as well, then we have a solution outside of their influence. I think this is quite important. I don't think it's worth mentioning many of the other tokens in the top 20 and talking about why I think they're fantastic or total crap. It is my opinion that each of them have holders and communities that believe in their project for one reason or another. Many of them have made money for lots and lots of people, and that's a good thing. But overall, I am absolutely sure that SHIB is the best. Therefore, I am very proud of what we've built. And it saddens me to a small extent that we have completed our mission and now we'll hand over the entire project to the community. I wanted to also talk about what exactly this means. Does it mean that I'll never, ever, ever, ever work for SHIB again or do anything SHIB related? Absolutely not. Instead, what it means is I will take the time to find the correct and biggest projects I can in the world that can utilize Shib and work alongside those projects for the implementation of Shib technology therein. By doing so, we create a cycle of revenue that flows into the devs. It helps maintain the projects. And most importantly, it flows into the foundation so that the DAO can decide what to do with the funds therein. This is extremely important. And since I've finished Ryoshi's vision at this point, yay, we can do this without having to continue endless 20-hour days of building so much super crazy tech. It's tiring, to be honest with you all. And I much rather work alongside entrepreneurs to implement Shib because I know that's the best way to burn Shibs over and over and over and over and over and over. So please don't listen to the fudders who say, he's gone, he's leaving us. That's not the case. Instead, I will do what must happen next for worldwide adoption, and that is find it. Who else is going to do it? Well, maybe you will. And I think that's a good time to discuss one of the programs that we've been working on, an ambassador program, where we are looking for those of you who can find the next SHIB project that will either utilize one of the advanced features of SHIB, utilize SHIB's blockchain, the L2, utilize one of the 36 or multiple of the 36 chambers of tech, or projects that just want to burn SHIB through real action and not yapping and trying to drain the community. For those of you who help us land these larger deals, and there will be a cap on what we're looking for, and help the adoption of Shib so that things are powered by Shib or dedicated to Shib's community or whatever the term may be, we will find ways to ensure that you are rewarded properly. This is a true ambassador program, and it allows us to have millions of true human advocates out in the world saying, you should utilize Shib, here's why. You should utilize Shib, here's why. So one of the things that you'll see coming during this podcast is a full list of exactly what you need to tell people what you can build. I'm looking for those who are enterprising and intelligent. I'm looking for those who are visionaries and can find a business, no matter what the business is. Hey, I make tables. How can I use Shib? We've had these questions before when we first released Shibarium, and it was kind of overwhelming at first. Like, wait a minute, this is much bigger than we expected. These are great questions. I'm a dentist. How do I use Shib? And at first the answer was, well, you can burn Shib or you can accept Shib as payment. That's not good enough. That's not good enough for a coin that's here to save the world and change how people think and perceive money and value and their own lives. It has to do more. It has to do more. And now it does. So we are able to give you the toolkit to go out and do well. Now look, dear scammers, stop it. We are actually trying to build a better world. You need to go somewhere else and go with all the other scammy projects. There are plenty out there that would love to have your FUD and scamminess. But if you're here and you really want to be part of a movement, a true movement to change the world and save the world, and you know someone that would be interested in moving into Web3 because they maybe accept crypto already and are getting large value, but they don't know what to do next, or they're kind of interested in crypto and don't fully understand it, being able to tell them, don't worry about crypto so much. Let's figure out how to bring this tech into your business idea. I have just an idea. Here's a way to do it. I want to raise funds. Here's a way to do it. All of these different technologies can be interlocked in a very unique way. And ambassadors will be the ones that go and tell the world why and who we are. Hopefully at this point, the website will be live and you'll see a link on your screen. We look forward to those of you who want to join us. We will not be super selective at first. We want to see who actually brings in projects that want to work with us. And best of all, will allow the DAO to help in deciding what should be next. The beauty of this entire system is that everyone can help, which means I will continue to find the best. and utilize my brain to bring Shib to the entire world. I think that's enough for today, this wonderful Monday. I hope you have a great week. Remember, you are awesome. Goodbye, Shibarium. Take care.
All right. So that was, as always, a lot from Shytoshi Kusama. All right. So, of
Yes.
course, you guys know that Shytoshi is now the ambassador, really trying to get bigger projects to look at the Shiba Inu ecosystem, Shibarium, and of course, um, and of course, what is that? The FHE technology. All right, cool. So
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's go ahead and get
fo-
into the next one, and this one is this should cover. I don't even have the light on right now. My bad, my people. This should cover the stable coin strategy. All right. So in a nutshell, and let me just go back and touch on the last episode because I do like to give you guys a little background as to what I am picking up. So one thing he talked about was the beauty of Bitcoin. Let me just tell you that Shib is actually, as I see it, Bitcoin 2.0. Shib is Bitcoin 2.0. Why do I say that? First of all, it's a commodity, and this is something that people are overlooking. SHIB is a commodity. I was even thinking, should we sue the SEC because they haven't declared it a commodity yet? But still, that's for another discussion. Another thing he mentioned was that a lot of these projects are centralized, and unfortunately, they're aligning with a lot of the centralized entities that have perpetuated the extraction of wealth from the workers, from the proletariat class, from people that are just trying to survive. So, of course, some of these projects have charismatic, eccentric leaders, right? And there's a couple that we can think about. Another thing, too, when we go out, let's go ahead and try to incorporate the Shiba Inu ecosystem into some of these businesses that maybe we have connections to, maybe new groups, new organizations, new corporations, multinationals, even countries. Okay, everybody is technically an ambassador. Every Shibisan is an ambassador. Of course, the key ambassador is the head, and that is Shytoshi Kusama. But regardless, as he said, they're trying to onboard because without implementation, which is the key to this, where it's going to be difficult for adoption to take place. And of course, implementation, people getting onboarded on that goes into revenue generation, that goes into the DAO. The DAO, of course, is led by us, and this is part of the decentralized experiment that is Shiba Inu and the Shibarium OS ecosystem slash Shiba State. All right, let's go ahead and get into this, my people. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, hit that sub, hit that like, bell it up, because some of my stuff is time sensitive and urgent. And that way you can be notified when I drop content or when I go live. So this is episode 21 that we just saw. That's from Monday. Episode 22 is actually from Tuesday. Episode 23 drops on Thursday. Episode 24 Friday, and episode 25 on Saturday, in case you guys want to keep up. And of course, like I told you, I'm getting these videos from this the Shib website. Okay, the Shib website's channel. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this, my people.
foes and
I'm gonna start it
fans,
over. I'm start it over. My bad.
ladies and gentlemen, foes and fans, friends and fudders. Welcome once again to Mememania and the 36 Chambers of Tech. I am your host, Shytoshi Kusama. And it's such a pleasure to talk to you today. Yes, it's Treat Tuesday, but today we're going to talk about a different token in our fantastic ecosystem, Shib. Shib is the most special thing in the world to me. It is an ethical token with an ethos of decentralization. One, fully decentralized from its birth, number one in many metrics, and number two in many others. It is the brand that we hold dear. And I think that's important to note as well. too often people say when SHIB or when number go up or when burn dev. So let's make something perfectly clear. We don't have the tokens to burn. That's right. Unlike all the other cryptos out there where the founders have huge, enormous bags, yours truly and others do not. It's fully decentralized. But wait, Shy, when I look on the holder count on Etherscan, I see the top 10 token holders hold all the tokens. Yeah, bro, they're exchanges. The token is fully decentralized. So how can we burn SHIB? And why burn SHIB? The only way to burn SHIB is to increase usage. Now, we tried plan A, which is pay with SHIB. Okay, that was the first use case that we saw for SHIB. SHIB is accepted in tens of thousands of retailers right now through a variety of partners. That's cool. But as you can see, it does not ensure a long-term win. So what's the plan, Dev? They ask. And my answer is simple. We have to increase the actual brand value and at the same time, do so in a way that increases revenue. Now, Shibarium is one way, and I'll talk about that in the next episode on Tuesday, but there must be another way to increase the value. And in my opinion, the best way to do this is to create multiple revenue streams through having partners. So
beware of day trading options. It's one of the fastest ways to lose all of your money. This is what some people will keep telling you because
having a partner who utilizes the tech that we've built, and this is why the technology is so important and why this is called Mememania and the 36 Chambers of Tech. The reason the tech is so important is because although a business cannot adopt SHIB, okay, please do understand this. A business will not adopt SHIB. They can't. It's a token. What are you going to do? You're going to just have it? That's cool. You want to, I mean, it's not exactly Bitcoin, right? So I hold Bitcoin for a variety of reasons. And yes, this is one way to increase value as more people purchase the token. But that's all based on speculation. What I'm talking about is usage. And usage of SHIB is complicated. Again, we've already seen the pay with SHIB idea. So instead, what if there was, and I'm just going to hypothetically put it out there, a partner, and that partner had a very, very, very large platform, whatever that platform could be. And instead of adopting quote unquote SHIB, they adopted quote unquote all the SHIB technologies or the ones that fit for them. And in the process, during the deal that was created and finalized, there was a revenue split. And that revenue split allowed us to therefore do a variety of things. So what's important in this particular case is the ability to have a burn. Now, again, this burn is based on profits from a partnership. This business model is, in my opinion, genius. And it's necessary for us to continue to run properly and fund ourselves because we don't have a huge treasury. Now, 10% is burnt from the profits that come from such partnership. 6% is burnt to SHIB. 1% is burnt to Bone. 1% is burnt to Leash. 1% is burnt to Treat. And 1% is burnt to SHI. Now that's interesting. And I want to make it perfectly clear that when I say SHI, I don't mean Sheena. I mean SHI as described by Ryoshi, which would be a stable token. The 1% burn of a stable token means that the stable token would be purchased and then sent to a dead wallet. That means that, just like all stable coins that make, I guess you would say, profits from staking the stable amount into a variety of things in the back end, bonds, et cetera, of a larger amount of the tokens than would ever be withdrawn exist. In other words, let's say, for instance, and I'm just hypothetically putting it here for easy numbers, There was $1 million burnt just to SHI. If that happens, there's $1 million that would never be withdrawn. All this does long term is increase the APY. Okay, that's fantastic. Now, let's continue. 10% burn. 10% goes to nonprofits. This is extremely important. By the way, there goes your burn, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, burns are there, but it's not the end all be all. 10% goes to nonprofits because charity is very important. As more individuals talk about the charity that they've received, we go more viral. Okay, so we're at 20%. 15% goes to the foundation. And then as a result, flows into the various DAOs. The DAOs then decide what to do with these profits. And this is where it gets interesting. If you think about Shib as a community DAO and holding a large amount of funds, the decision is made. What do we do? What do we do for the community? Do we focus on getting more listings for Bone? Do we focus on creating new projects altogether and utilizing the momentum to push collectively a strong brand or a strong meme? Or do we just distribute it to the community? That's up to the DAO to decide. The foundation executes what the decision is. This is true for all of the different DAOs deciding on various topics. And that is very, very powerful when you consider the long-term play here. And 15% goes to the team, which allows the team to continue to maintain the system and in many ways maintain the entire project. And then the other 50% should in essence go to whoever worked on the partnership. This is a great business model for a decentralized system. And it's a great way to increase the value of Shib, particularly because it has such a high burn, and maintain the Shib brand over time so that it does not falter. This is the strategy I put in place. It is now well documented, and it is up to you to utilize this strategy to make Shib stronger. Ideally, what would happen is that as these brands partner, the magazine, which I'll talk about later as well, would publish it, make sure that everyone is aware so that everybody knows what to purchase and what not to. It would allow the entire world to work together to make Shib burn and to give back and to grow. And over time, it would make Shib #1 in the world. It's been a pleasure to explain why Shib is so important, but I want to make sure it is evident that under most circumstances, these partnerships will utilize Treat because they will be advanced features of the system, or they would be an innovative part of our network state. Another reason why I believe Treat has so much potential, and so does Shib. It's been a pleasure, Shib Army. Let's talk more soon. Take care.
All right, cool. So much was said right there. And you know, the one thing about Shytoshi Kusama during these meme mania talks, he drops a lot of alpha. All right, so let's go ahead and go into this. And one thing too, all right, I think I'm the first one to say this. So when we're talking about partnerships, who has heard of a partnership with El Salvador? El Salvador. Right. I'm not saying there's a partnership with El Salvador. All I'm saying is UAE, El Salvador. That's all I'm saying. All right. All right. So, with that said, let's go ahead and see what he was talking about. So, basically, he's talking about Shib burns. Okay. He said they can't burn the tokens because they don't have the tokens. The tokens have to be burnt from different revenue generating platforms and services. So, one of the things is he said he tried the pay with Shib, and clearly that isn't sustainable. So, what does he have to do as the leader? He has to bring value to the brand, okay, the Shib brand. And this is something that gets lost. I can think of one particular project on Shibarium. They have a cool logo, little smiley face or whatever, but bringing a logo into a brand is difficult if you aren't accustomed to doing that. So right now, Shiba Inu obviously is the king of Ethereum in terms of projects. So now he's saying to bring value to the brand. All right, cool. So how is he going to do that? Well, the key way he's saying is to develop partnerships, because these partnerships bring in not only their users, but bring in different services and sometimes even innovations that help expand the ecosystem. Okay, so through these deals, Shiba Inu is going to generate revenue. How? Because they have a revenue split. Okay, this revenue split is going to be broken up like this. So 10% broken up like this. 6% will be burnt to Shib, 1% to Bone, 1% Leash, 1% Treat, and then 1% She. Okay, so that right there makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 10%. So that's 10% right there that's going to be burnt from the revenue generated from the partnership. All right, so another 10% from the revenue split for a total of 20, right? For right now, is 10% to nonprofits. Of course, this goes with the Shib ecosystem, it goes with the Shib ethos, the morals, and of course, the redistribution that is part of the decentralized experiment that is Shiba Inu. 15% goes to the foundation. Okay. And this foundation, of course, is going to take that revenue and what's it going to do? It's going to redirect it to the DAOs. Okay. Every token has a DAO, which is run by its holders. So that those people will be able to, once again, it's decentralized. Those people will be able to designate where those funds go. Do they want to create more partnerships? Do they want to see if there's more utilities they can develop? Do they want to innovate new stuff? This is, do they want to invent new stuff? Do they want to make new projects? This is what they could develop. They could even maybe burn some of that, burn part of the tokens that are coming into the DAO, or even redistribute them. So I'm saying there is a lot going on, and this isn't meant to say this is what you have to do. This is a decentralized organism, if you will, meant for perpetual existence. 100-year plan. Okay, understand the vision here. All right. And let's see, what is another thing that they were talking about? So one thing that he spoke about too was um treat is going to be used. Treat is going to be used by these advanced features. Keep in mind, none of these partnerships, if it's a partnership that requires some form of identity or some form of privacy, some form of encryption, it's going to require FHE technology, which of course stands for fully homomorphic encryption. And that feature is unlocked through Treat. So he's saying that Treat is definitely gonna be used. This is sponsored by Treat as well. Okay, powered by Shib.io. Of course, once again, this is the biggest technological revolution that nobody is talking about. All right. And even the new partnership they have with Astronova was incubated or by NVIDIA. Okay, so these are big people that we're talking about over here. And they're already talking about doing a tune. I think it's called like Toon Town or something like that, which is a comic book that they're bringing. Big stuff, okay? Video games, AI generated. I mean, come on now. You better stop, my people. All right, cool. With that said, I hope you got some value from this. Once again, Shytoshi Kusama letting you know that he is in the process of working for your bag. He is going to start trying to implement some of the technologies. He is going to start talking to some of the biggest players in Web3 and around the world in Web2 so that they can go ahead and be onboarded, because the only way that this can really get to its maximum value and potential is for the brand value to go up, for implementation to take place, and through that implementation, global adoption. And once we have global adoption, we'll have global world domination. All right. And that is basically the goal of Shiba Inu. Once again, thank you, Shytoshi Kusama. Thank you, Cal. Thank you, team. I see what you're doing. And for the futters that we're talking about, Shytoshi Kusama and the Solana play, already he's given them a mission, making a card game. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not in favor of Solana. Okay, Shibarium all the way. But I'm looking at that SHI token. We might have to make a purchase, my people. All that's all I'm saying. Not financial advice. Just putting you on game. If it is safe and it's related to Shytoshi Kusama, imagine having the #1 token on Solana being Shytoshi Kusama. Boom, backhanding them. You already know. You better stop playing. All right, cool. I go by Crypto Marxist, aka Bone Army. If you want more, go ahead and check out the videos. I cover every single one of the Mememania because that's how important I think it is. And this is alpha for you people. They're trying to get you guys out of the matrix, out of the system, into a different type of system that will help you create a better life, and literally is trying to liberate the world, save the world. And that's no understatement. All right, with that said, I go by Bone Army, aka coming at you. All right, so I'm Bone Army, you're Bone Army, we are Bone Army. All right, boom. Appreciate you. Catch them videos right there.